TCMEvents.com.
We've talked about so many female filmmakers, foreign filmmakers tonight, and there's so many that we're leaving out.
Well, there's so many to talk about, really.
Yes.
Wonderful filmmakers from Iran, from Russia, Cuba, the women filmmakers. I mean, I know a lot about Hollywood and a little about Bollywood, but I learned about Nollywood, the Nigerian film community. There's so much going on internationally.
We are going to end with a couple films, Chantel Ackerman and Jane Campion, two fascinating filmmakers.
Yes, what's happening internationally is so exciting.
Yes. We're going to be talking about a filmmaker now. Not only is she an international breakthrough, she happens to be one of my favorite filmmakers, Agnes Varda. And I guess what is significant for me about her is the first film I saw of hers was in 1984, Vagabond, and I thought it was her first film. And I, of course, discovered that she was there at the inception of French New Wave, and some people feel with her film, which is 1954, she makes a film called La Pointe Courte,
yes.
And some people feel it may have been the first French New Wave film.
Well, it was an incredible time. I mean, and the whole way of making movies just exploded. They broke all the rules, the French New Wave. I mean, within a few years, we have, Jules and Jim, Breathless, the Baie d'Ange, which is one of my favorites, which happens to be by Agnès' husband, Jacques Demy.
Yes.
But incredible burst of creativity from the French New Wave, questioning everything. One of the things I find interesting, though, about her, too, is that so many of the other directors came from studying film, making films, being a critic of films. She comes from photography.
Yes.
From a history of that, from studying art history and photography, which I think is you can see
Very
in
much.
her films over the years. One of the things, though, that is mentioned about her being called the godmother or the grandmother of the New Wave, I know several years ago, Roger Ebert penned an apology for ever calling her the godmother because it sounded like she was somehow separate or apart.
Right.
And that he said, no, she was the very soul of the New Wave, and only the fact that she was a woman kept her from being routinely included with Godard and Truffaut and the rest of the masters.
Yes, she's there at the inception of French New Wave, yet for me, going to New York, I had to discover her films like Vagabond on my own.
Right.
She was never part of the conversation in what I learned in watching movies, that she was part of the French
I'm sure if you
New
take
Wave.
the class, you're going to get Godard and Truffaut,
Yes.
and you're not going to get Agnes.
And then Cleo from 5 to 7, which is just an incredible film, as you said.
I love it. I see something new every time I see this movie. For instance, I mean, the piano player in the film is Michel Legrand, who, of course, scores so many of the New Wave film, but goes on to win several Academy Awards, including for the Thomas Crown Affair.
Yes.
I mean, his music has permeated so many wonderful movies. And here he is, as a sweet young thing, playing the piano. The very beginning of his career.
And there's a lot of signature things for her. She likes to play around with time, this period of time in this this one day in this singer's life. And
I mean, this is revolutionary at the time.
Yes.
It's Cleo à 5 à 7, but it takes an hour and a half to tell those 2 hours.
Yes.
But it's really like 12 Angry Men.
Right.
It sets the tone for the kind of films that will just cover a short period of time.
Yes, she was a brilliant editor. I think she just has a facility for knowing how to add in those quick cuts of hers, and it's just when I think of it as a classic, like a French film, it's one of the most accessible French films that you could start with, because
And Paris is a co-star of this film.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest. It's all its beauty and it's all its harshness.
Yes.
But it's an incredible tour of the city.
Well, I'm really in the mood now for this French film. So, from Agnes Varda from 1962 and starring Corinne Marchand, here is Cleo from 5 to 7.